miss it.
I'm gonna miss it so much.
It'll be back.
Can you hear me? Hold on. Am I using the right mic? I don't think I am.
I hear you. Did StreamYard get an update?
What do you mean?
It's very like, I don't know, everything looks more official. The whole year in the show thing has like a more like clear text. I don't know. Hi everyone.
I don't have any of that kind of stuff. So because I'm on the operating end of it.
Oh, okay. It looks nice.
Welcome to the CJ Unedited Season 3 finale.
Finale night.
Finale night. It's gonna be fun. Oh, I'm all blurry. Oh, come on. Come back. Oh, there we go. Chrissy, welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. I've hardly worked this week. It's wonderful.
I'm so jealous. I've worked every day.
I'm sorry. This is the one time. This is no school November. We got the in-services, Election Day, Veterans Day tomorrow.
That's right, Veterans Day tomorrow. Shout out to Kelly Murphy. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to me.
Thank you.
Shout out to anyone who is in the military or was in the military, veterans. Make sure you use those discounts everywhere you go tomorrow.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. If you guys are going to go by Starbucks tomorrow, if you are a military personnel or spouse of a military personnel, you get a free tall hot coffee, either brewed or iced, hot or iced. So take advantage of that.
Period.
Or don't. I don't care. It's up to you.
I like that you have your stocking out. I got Christmas tree earrings in, even though
that's the only Christmas decoration
November 10th.
And the only reason we have it out is because we have a bonus video coming in December.
I was like, this is the last live show before Christmas. No, just
we will talk about that tonight at the very end of the show. Plus, we have a huge announcement to make at the end of this episode. And no, Chrissy, it's not what I'm about to drop into the chat box. So, hold on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's not that. Okay. It's something else. But before we get into it, we have a couple of highs. We have hi, Chrissy and James from my mom. We have hello, Chrissy.
It looks
and
so
James
good. It looks so good. Like the comments look so good on the screen.
Well, it's because I changed the banner. So it used to look like this when people would comment. Ooh,
yeah,
that's even neat.
It's like vibrant. It's more vibrant. I don't know. It just looks better. It's cute.
I don't know. I like it.
But hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I'm glad your dad's here because I told him that he had questions about what my crazy news report is about. So
yeah, I'm so excited. We have some very cool crazy news reports. We have some very special guests waiting backstage. But before we get there, for the last time this season, Chrissy, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh my God, it looks so good. I have a cherry Coke tonight. Cherry vanilla Coke. You know those like machines in the Wawa where you can like combine shit? Really good.
I am drinking Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry.
Is there cranberry in there? Okay, yeah.
Cranberry. It's a limited edition flavor. I debated between drinking this or drinking Pepsi
soda,
Mango, but I decided to go with this. Chrissy.
Oh yeah, I didn't try the Pepsi Mango from the can yet.
Chrissy, guess what's on the shelves?
Oh my God. This man did send me a picture of his shopping cart with like multiple boxes of those Christmas tree cookies and the Christmas tree cookie ice cream, which I didn't know existed.
Yeah, remember last year I went and searched for them. I was on the phone with you and I got like 12 of them at Walmart. You don't remember?
No, I remember. I'm just shaking my head about it.
Well,
I remember that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope the ladies are waiting backstage are ready because we're about to bring them in. You guys might remember them from our very first, from their very first time on the show, where we talked about the difficult discussions of our legal system and the purple alien. I don't remember what else there could have been from that one, but you also may remember them from our season premiere where we talked about the horses that try to escape in the 5 boroughs, or the guy who stole people's left shoes. but they are making their comeback again for another night of crazy news reports and a night of difficult discussions. Please welcome Missy and Vickie from Difficult Discussions.
Hi. Hello. Thank you for having us back.
Howdy.
Thank you. We have our
Welcome.
merch.
We love the
do.
merch.
We love our merch. Love our merch.
Yay.
Chrissy, you said that since the black was gone, that is what'd you say? What would you say? The black is gone. So what kind of outfits are they wearing? Retro?
It's like vintage.
Vintage. Chrissy, look at the difference between ours and yours.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Look at your shirt. What is your shirt missing?
CJ unedited?
Nope.
Oh, it doesn't say podcast.
You are vintage.
I'm vintage.
So, ladies, welcome to the show. What are you guys drinking tonight?
I am drinking a Kettle One Botanical Vodka Spritz, Peach and Orange Blossom.
Ooh, Kettle One makes them now. I'll tell my mom about that.
And I am keeping it real with my beat box here, which is 11.1% alcohol. This is why we drink the beat boxes.
So I'll be dead.
Ladies, before we get into our crazy news reports tonight and our difficult discussions, I would officially like to welcome you to the Three Timers Club.
Yay! That is a good picture of us.
Yes.
Thank you.
You guys join into the trio of Jackson Birkins, Lucas Gallo, and you guys. Now, I will say if you guys join one more time, you guys will join Jackson and the Four Timers Club, and no one has hit the Five Timers Club yet.
Oh, wow.
Maybe we'll be elite.
Are we including Kevin or no?
We have
Kevin, we're excluding Kevin because he's a host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, congratulations. Welcome to the Three Timers Club.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Honored to have you guys
As
close
you
out
should.
our season. The way we're going to do our crazy news reports tonight with you guys, as always, you guys are our guests, so we're going to start with you, go to Chrissy, come to me. But
Okay.
let us kick off our crazy news reports the right way. Whoop, whoop.
Who gets to go first?
I don't know. That's up to you.
I can go first.
Okay.
So, James, can you cue my slide?
You mean the photo? I think it may have deleted the photo.
Oh,
The photo is the best part.
right?
What photo do you have?
You're fired.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, I think I have it. Hold on. I created a file that said crazy news, and I couldn't find the file. I only have one photo that I could find of the person, because your article didn't really have a lot of photos.
Whatever. It's a good photo.
He looks at you questioningly.
Bestie,
like
you
he's a
lost
journalist.
I
I
lost
went-
something.
You
I didn't
lost
go to school for
something.
journalism, okay? I went for...
This is the photo I have.
Perfect.
That's
Okay.
it. That's
So
it.
that's a great photo. All right. So November 7th, California man eats 10 Carolina Reaper peppers in 33 seconds as Guinness World Record. Let's continue reading. Where are we at?
Holy
Okay. The San Diego, California hot sauce maker recently earned his third Guinness World Record. Say that 3 times.
Great.
Within a year.
World record.
For his
World record.
ability to rapidly ingest super hot peppers. For his latest feat, Foster on September 17th ate 10 Carolina Reaper peppers in 33.15 seconds, the fastest time ever to consume the amount of chilies, according to the Guinness Book World Records, which announced the record Monday. Yeah. So they asked him, how does it feel to devour a batch of peppers? He says, like you've opened your mouth and instead of taking a drink from a fire hose, you're taking a drink from a flamethrower.
Whew.
Foster, 48, Told USA Today, I say it's like eating a little charcoal briquette. That's what I would imagine it would feel like. Let's just say this. Y'all see my hair? I feel like that's what
That's his insides.
Yes,
Okay.
I feel like that's what his inside and his draws.
Let's
We lost him.
Uh-oh.
That was James.
Uh-oh. We're still live.
We're still live, but where are they?
Okay, I'm back.
What happened to you guys? We didn't
I
know
was
what to
like,
say.
why was I moved backstage? I was so confused.
well, to get a bigger view of them, I had to put two of us backstage.
Oh,
Oh,
so we were quizzical.
Right.
Anyways, so what I was saying was, I feel like his insides look like the color of my hair. Like, why? When I read that, I was like, first off, why? Why would you want to just disrupt your bowels like that? Like, intentionally. It reminds me of everybody doing this one chip challenge. Like, for what? Like, I know what my bathroom time gonna look like after I do that, and I got other things to do in my life and in my day. I can only imagine that he has to put numbing medicine in his, certain areas because, like, what?
No.
I mean, I know how it felt to have a baby.
No.
Could you imagine?
That's not for me. Girl, you know I don't do hot shit.
I think he needs to be sponsored by a dairy farmer or something because he had to drink a lot of milk.
Remember that night that we got seafood. Remember, we got the boils,
and it was a little spicy.
You got a Cajun, and I got regular flavor. She left her Cajun here, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I should eat those."
Bad idea.
No,
bad idea.
I should not have eaten those. I was dead. My mouth was on fire.
He ate 10 of these in 33 seconds. Like,
I ain't even gonna breathe in a Reaper pepper. No. No,
what?
ma'am. No,
I
ma'am.
hope his GI system has recovered. Like, was there any after effect?
This can't be the first time that he's done this.
No,
though. Like,
it's not.
If you were
he's probably wearing one of those diapers that women wear like after they give birth. Like,
depends. Yes, I recommend the Silhouette. They're more flattering. I'm just saying.
No, everyone take note.
I could not even. No, because you got it. Like, if you were in those food competitions, you train it, right?
So he had.
So how do you train for peppers? Is my question. That means you got to be eating all them peppers all the time.
But it did say he's a hot sauce maker, so maybe it like helps his brand. I didn't look all the way into it, but no, thank you.
Helps his brand. Shit.
Like, I don't know.
I'd be finding somebody else to be the fool.
I would. No, ma'am. I like my body too much to intentionally.
For real. I mean, hot stuff helps you lose weight, though. So,
girl, did you see that man?
I know.
Lord looked like he was great. His neck looked real thick, so maybe it builds that throat muscle.
Hold on. I'm bringing this photo up one more time. Give me a second.
Is he gay?
He did have a tie-dye shirt, but I don't want to put misinformation out there on anybody because I know him.
True shit.
Look, that neck is pretty thick.
He got a thick neck.
Yeah, he got a thick neck.
He looked kind of like Ricky Gervais.
He does look like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, actually.
He does. He does look like Ricky Gervais. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. But anyway.
He's this British actor.
White.
He created The Office.
Yeah, he's the creator.
He was the original Michael Scott.
Is that the one who got kicked off? He
hosted the Oscars.
And he was being honest.
I
just know faces.
Yeah. He's the one that made all the headlines because he was calling out Hollywood to their faces.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
The Epstein stuff and all that. Yeah.
And he said, y'all are all green, but who took their private helicopters and jets here? Anybody? Oh, all of you?
Oh, yeah, he was dope.
But you want the rest of us to drive electric cars. Okay.
All right, so that's my crazy news.
Okay, are you ready for my story?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
All right. Young man develops bizarre allergy to his own orgasms.
Okay, I want to say right now, I don't have any pictures
Yeah, there were no pictures. I appreciate that you don't have any pictures.
And I'm glad.
Do a
Yeah.
video.
Just put a picture of Benadryl up there or something. I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Read this article.
Okay.
And how old is he?
He is, we'll get there. Okay, so developing an allergy to anything later in life is a terrible experience. You might become unable to eat your favorite food, do the activities you enjoy, but this particular young man really got dealt the worst possible hand in the game of life. He developed a rare, bizarre allergy-like condition to his own orgasms. For years, the 27-year-old had been experiencing weird flu-like symptoms whenever he, finished. That's what it says in the article. They would last for up to several days, making every orgasm a thoroughly unpleasant experience.
Wait, this is sad. Sorry.
His condition left the man unable and unwilling to engage in any kind of romantic or sexual activity or relationship. He didn't seem to have any other option, with doctors seemingly unable to cure his strange illness. Fortunately, the story has a happy ending, though. After seeking help one last time, the man's condition was cured miraculously. And it's all thanks to simple over-the-counter allergy medicine.
Benadryl.
Which one?
So, 10 years of celibacy. The young man's strange condition was described in a case study. And according to this report, his symptoms began sometime around the age of 18. After an orgasm, he would quickly break into flu-like symptoms. He would begin coughing and sneezing and get a runny nose, much like pollen allergies. In addition, he'd get a rash on his forearms and his lymph nodes would swell up. Yep, that sounds like allergies to us. The symptoms could appear within minutes or take several hours to show up. And when they did, they could last up to a week. Okay, it didn't matter whether he had sex with someone else or rocked his own socks. In either case, he'd come down with his allergy. So he actively avoided any sexual activity and consulted several doctors. One allergist thought that he had simple hay fever. So it's a very rare disease. Post-orgasmic illness syndrome, POIS, POIS.
You sound like an STD.
I know.
Christy, are you Googling poise?
So it's an exceedingly rare condition. Within the last 20 years, only 60 cases have been described. Prior to that, the condition is unknown. And the miracle cure was fexofenadine, leading to a 90% symptom improvement.
Oh.
Allegra.
Allegra.
Well, maybe we should see some new commercials from Allegra if you suffer from poist.
I'm seeing here on Poist, if you Google Poist, it says sometimes you can get these flu-like symptoms while you're sleeping.
It sounds like if COVID sponsored a STD. That's what it sounds like.
The reason why I think you can get it
spontaneously shuts down your life.
You said what?
I think the reason why you can get it spontaneously while you're sleeping is because you know that some people do have wet dreams. I think I'm appropriate. So maybe that's why
I'm a child of God. I don't know about none of that. I don't know nothing about none of that. Don't look at me like that.
You have a child.
The face she looked at her with.
I don't know nothing about no wet.
You know what? Simon says it best. Good vibes.
when I'm asleep.
Let me tell you something, Lord. What it sounded like was God's will was in play, telling him he needs to be waiting. Did he get married or nothing? Or
he
didn't engage in any kind of relationships for 10 years.
That's why I was sad. That was sad.
So how he know he was still suffering from it for that entire 10 years?
Don't you think that you would give it a whirl every once in a while? Like,
but he said
maybe I'm over it. Because the body changes like every 7 years or whatever.
Sure it wasn't like a lubricant or like a late
celibacy.
No.
You refrain from
just
sex,
happened.
right?
Well, because I would think that if it's like a lubricant, then it would be just in general areas, right?
Gotcha.
Not necessarily flu-like symptoms.
Didn't you say he was celibate?
Yeah, he was celibate for 10 years.
Doesn't that just mean having sex? That doesn't mean...
I don't know.
Yeah,
You-
so-
celibacy
Yeah, I don't know if
is-
that
you
includes-
can be celibate and
Then what's
service.
abstinence?
Abstinence is
Refraining from
abstinence.
Is it the same thing? Are they
You
the
could
same?
say you're abstinent from orgasms, and then that would mean that you don't service yourself or let anybody else.
Well,
That is not the life for me.
it sounds like
That sounded sad.
it sounds very sad.
Well, like you can't get close to like.
At first it was funny, and then I was like, wait, this just got really sad very quickly. Like, I was like, I feel so bad for him.
No, it has a happy ending to it. So at
Yes.
least he didn't
Exactly.
spend
Thank you,
his
Allegra.
whole life.
Allegra.
If he got cured, it didn't say that he got in relationships. Because I'm sorry, if you tell him like you having pillow talk, you tell me, yeah, I used to, have allergies.
No, not used to.
Still do. I'll be like, is it contagious?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
He'd
good.
be like y'all be pillow talking, and then you go, so
And then he start coughing.
what's up with you? And then he goes, hold on, I gotta take a pill.
I'm like, I'm good. Exit stage left, boy. Boy, bye.
Boy,
I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that.
This podcast not sponsored by Allegra. Yeah, he like gets married one day. He's like exchanging vows. He's like, thank you, Allegra.
Like, I had this condition. You didn't see if it was contagious though. Nah.
They said it's not contagious.
Hold on.
Don't you think that there would be more than 60 cases reported in 20 years if it were
because if
contagious?
this is why. Because if somebody after y'all did your thing, and they start coughing and hacking, first off, you're gonna think something wrong with you. You're gonna go to the doctor immediately, and you're done with that person.
For real.
Like somebody start coughing.
I already have on my
Okay.
sheet. I'm
according to
not
this-
even dressed. It's fine.
I
It's
done
fine.
it. Why are you coughing, sir?
According to what I'm reading online, it's only common in men. However, in 2016, one woman was documented of having poison.
Contagious. Told you.
Girl, stop.
One
Or
woman
she
out
got
of
it from her
60.
daddy. Did her
Look,
daddy
they're gonna have a poison vaccine in
Did-
like 100 years.
Did her daddy have it?
The boys' vaccine.
It's evolving.
It'd be like after the 50th COVID booster, then you go get your boys' vaccines.
Right.
All right.
I bet you everybody would get that vaccine.
I wouldn't. I don't care.
Chrissy.
I don't care.
You are so full of shit.
I'm not. God, I'm not as sexually motivated as the average person. My God, is that a
Oh, you're a
problem?
child of God. Right.
I mean, no, it's just me. I mean, both, but anyway, we're not talking about me. We talk about Poise. She all in my business because she.
We should be
real
talking about the
disrespectful
rotisserie guy
Because
now.
both of us are children of God. Why you trying to downplay child of God? First off, she said it like I was just trying to see you in your own club. I was just trying to see how long. Hold on.
We about to just remove them from the chat here as they're just talking about child of God. And we're going to move on to Chrissy's story in a second.
Weird, I really had to mute. I was like dying. Okay.
Anyway, let's move on from poise to chicken. Chrissy,
Yes. Okay. The
if we
transition.
don't, they'll be talking about poise for a while.
Whew, the transition. Okay. So if you keep up with Philadelphia sports or you're from Philadelphia tri-state area, you do know that we had an interesting day Saturday where we were the Philadelphia Phillies and miraculously ended up in the playoffs and were in contention for the World Series. But we lost to
Baseball's over.
Houston Astros. Yeah, baseball's over. And we also were, unbeknownst to me until that day, our soccer team was also in the running. So we're like, lost the championships both days. So everybody in the city was kind of like bummed. Everybody takes sports very serious here. So on Sunday, November 7th, a man from Philadelphia decided he wanted to cheer everybody up by showing everybody that he was a champion in a whole different way. And I don't know why, but I find it fascinating and I find him very attractive. So the title of the article is Philadelphia Man Eats a Whole Rotisserie Chicken every day for 40 days straight because he wanted to bring joy to the world. And we'll start reading. Okay.
Did he get it from Sam's? Where'd he get it from?
He does work at a steakhouse in Rittenhouse Square, so I'm thinking that they might be baked there. Or I don't know what you bake a rotisserie chicken. Your dad would know, whatever. I'm thinking there, but it doesn't say whether they were like store-bought or homemade.
Scott, answer the chicken. Can you answer the chicken? Answer the question.
What's the process of rotisserie chicken?
Can you bake a rotisserie chicken?
Because I posted something on my social media.
I think it's called rotisserie because it's in a
It spins, right?
Roasted, it like spins around.
Yeah.
Can you bake a rotisserie chicken? Can you bake
that'd be
baked chicken.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so it says, what do you do on a daily basis to bring joy to the world? For 40 days straight, one Philadelphia man ate a rotisserie chicken. Every day between September 28th and this past Sunday, November 7th, Alexander Tominski, a 31-year-old server at the Barclay Prime Steakhouse in Rittenhouse Square, which is a very, very upscale restaurant. I've been there like once in my life, ate a whole chicken. 11 days into his chicken eating adventure, he began documenting this consumption on Twitter to the delight of many. I would like to invite you all on a journey that I am on. I am eating a rotisserie chicken every day for 30 days. Today is day 11. I will keep you all updated as I get closer to my goal. Thank you. Tominski tweeted on October 8th, next to a photo in which he looked very healthy and optimistic about the ambitious task ahead. The next day, he shared a photo of himself and his chicken in a verdant spot captioned, "Enjoying day number 12, a beautiful chicken on a beautiful day in a beautiful park." This continued for weeks, with Tominski extending his 30 days to 40 and looking increasingly worse for chicken eating wear, yet also increasingly determined until this past Sunday. Now, that's the part that I got kind of confused about because I think rotisserie chicken is fairly healthy, but I guess there's parts of it that aren't as healthy, like the
There's a lot of
skin.
Yeah, and it said, like, I looked up an additional article just to see. Apparently, there's like, where is it? Some kind of like phosphorus in it that if you eat a lot of it, like, it can get you kind of sick. So where was I? Okay.
Was he buying the chicken from work? Because do he still got his job? Because I thought on the server's salary, I don't know. And you said that's upscale. Was he purchasing these?
I feel like you get a discount.
Was he getting sponsored before a whole rotisserie?
You really sound like a manager.
It doesn't say where he was getting. Oh wait, it looks like. Can I share? I can share screen.
Yeah.
I have like one.
Every day
on Twitter.
30 days. He bought a rotisserie chicken at work every day for 30 days.
That's true, because them chickens are like $10.
So
And
okay,
then
Probably on the East Coast. Yeah,
it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like this bottom picture on the left. It looks like that is like in the restaurant. And then this one in the middle looks like a grocery store. And then this one on the right, I'm not. So it looks like a variety of places. Maybe he was getting them.
That's probably why
look
it's been healthy. Why
does he look like he's turning into Jim Carrey with the beard?
Like this is the middle one was like the second to last one. Like it was getting rough. Like I don't know if he was like not showering or shaving or what, but
he looked like the struggle is real. Like that looked like
he looked like where's my struggle bus? I'm waiting for it to pick me up.
Why did he? So this made him a champion because now what?
Okay, did it stop sharing? Let me go back.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not
Okay.
Yes,
Tominski capped off his foul journey in a public display of chicken eating, inviting a city still smarting from sports championship losses, which include both the Phillies and the Union. Eagles are still undefeated, though. To experience his transcendent, or some may say transient, pleasures of his mission accomplished. So what he did, this isn't like stated in the article, but what he did was he made this kind of like what I just shared with you guys. He made like a poster and it said, "Come watch me eat an entire rotisserie chicken. November 6th will be the 40th consecutive day I've eaten an entire rotisserie chicken, 12 o'clock noon. The chicken will be consumed on that abandoned pier near Walmart. This is not a party." So people turn this into like, people really wanted there to be obviously like a World Series championship. So people want there to be like a parade or some kind of party. So any excuse for anybody to like get out and have a tailgate and just like get drunk, people did that. They went down to the city and kind of just congregated in this area and watched him eat the last chicken, and they like tailgated and drank and partied.
What was they drinking? Flint water? Like, why would that be, girl?
It's really random. This is not a party. Tominski warned on his
I
invitation.
know, but what I'm saying is you got to be drinking something to make you think that this is something to follow. No, that's what I mean. Are y'all in Philadelphia drinking Flint water? Is my question, because y'all don't got nothing else. Like y'all can like this was a good turnout. This is like
this is
we
Philly,
gonna
man.
get behind.
They don't
this
have a
man.
lot to root for right now. They
But
were,
this
they
is
were
like-
in low spirits.
I'm
We were
quite
desperate.
certain there's a lot of non-for-profits, and we didn't mean cut you off.
Girl,
but I'm
stop.
pretty sure it's other
Right.
stuff going on in that community that they could have got behind
So,
the tailgate and drank too.
Here-
Than this man consuming rotisserie chicken.
I have
I
a
wanted to go
video.
down. I really wanted to go down there, but my husband was like, absolutely not.
Chrissy has a video, and this is a video that she found
He said-
from a guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this is some guy that
Philadelphia became the first city ever to lose 2 championships in the same day.
Can you hear it?
Birds are off this week.
Yes, sir.
it's a little like faint, but
Not
here.
really anything to do on a Sunday, so what am I doing? Going to abandoned pier behind a Walmart to watch a guy eat his 40th consecutive rotisserie chicken in 40 days.
So
Because he ain't got shit else to do.
first,
Oh my
Oh
god!
my God.
so losers eat chicken.
You're an inspiration! I mean, every
Not in Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is an example of revelations. We is living in our last days.
Yeah.
Okay, we is living in our last days. That is ideation. This is revelation.
Stop. There's no statue of the man.
So
Stop.
we asked a question earlier about how you cook it. My father, who likes to cook,
Put it on the
sent a
computer
picture
out
of
there.
him baking a chicken on a spit. Is what they
That's
call
what.
it.
Okay, yeah, he
That
showed
is
me
a
like that
rotisserie
on my
chicken, 'cause
socials.
It's
Yeah.
healthier than frying, is what it says.
Oh.
It's
But
the
it
still
chicken
has
is
all
on a
its
rotisserie spit, and it's healthier than frying.
Yeah. I
Um,
like Sam's rotisserie chicken. They're real good.
So by 4:33 p.m. that day, the man who had reportedly by then became known as the Philadelphia Chicken Man had tweeted out images of himself surrounded by hundreds of supporters, triumphantly hoisting an empty rotisserie chicken container into the air. Some fans were unsatisfied. Do 50, one yelled and wrote. I agree. 50 is a nice number. The quest for 50 begins, another fan tweeted. However, Alexander Tominski told Philadelphia Magazine that he has absolutely no intention of eating another chicken for the foreseeable future. And when asked why he did it, he said it just felt like it seemed right.
So can I go ahead and do I'm gonna eat 12 pickles a day in a row for 40 days?
No. That's good for you.
Okay.
Pickles are
Also,
delicious.
not weird.
And then he basically just said how his body's recovering and he really wants sushi. And then this sparked a lot of debate on socials about whether or not he was hot. And is he hot because he ate the chicken, or is he hot because is he hot because he eats the chicken, or does he eat the chicken because he's hot? I think it's both. So yeah.
No, you did. We're not gonna let this one go though. We're not gonna let this one go because before you started the story, dear,
Mm-hmm.
what was it that you said about him?
He was an attractive man.
And
You did say something else.
I said something else.
Girl, I don't remember either.
I don't remember
said-
what I said.
you said he was an attractive man, and I believe it was like you admired him, or what was it?
I don't remember.
So what are you?
Oh, yeah,
why
he's a
is
champion. He is a champion.
He's a champion. Okay. Okay. So he's attractive and he's committed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I
it's
think
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just a funny thing. But
So do you think that he's hot for eating the chicken or
Back to
eating the
question.
chicken because he's hot?
I think he was probably hot before he ate the chicken. And then I think probably like the additional protein, like I maybe want to see like how his BMI changed. Curious, but yeah. Now
I just, as an African American woman, I just think it's funny that a Caucasian man is a chicken champion. I'm sorry. I know that's
Oh,
a
Lord.
stereotype, but it's just
Oh Lord.
get the hell out of here. You hired a chicken champion. What you gonna do? Don't act like you ain't got biases. We all
Hey, you
do.
know what?
No.
It could.
Is
You know
is
what?
he black?
Hey, you
It
never
wasn't
know.
fried
It could be in the
chicken.
Guinness
Was it
Book
fried?
of World
Was it
Records.
fried? It's a rotisserie. Well,
Wait a
you
minute,
got
okay.
50-50
the
there.
rotisserie, yeah,
But
like
was he black?
So it could be in the Guinness Book of World Records. You never know. He could. You don't know when it.
Nah, I don't think he made it. I think Pepper Guy got him on there.
Hold on. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Maybe-
Oh
maybe-
yeah,
maybe
like
get
what
it
is
together.
is there an entry in the Guinness Book of World
I'm
Records
looking.
or
Well, now a lot of people like are parodying. Is that a word? Yeah, making
Yes.
parodies of this. Like, there's a guy in my former community, Delaware County. We call it Delco Jesus. Like, he's this guy that just has really long hair that kind of looks like Jesus has been depicted like throughout the ages, and he sometimes walks around with like a cross around Christmas time.
How
You
do
know,
you spell rotisserie?
probably drinks a lot, but whatever. But he posted a tweet that he was going to go do this tomorrow at Chester Waterfront.
Okay. The only thing
I don't think I'm going to go to that one. But
The only thing that I see here about the only thing I see here about chicken in the world record book is how many chickens spit roasted simultaneously, which was 2008.
Your dad's going to go fight that one.
Dad, you better go fight that pit roast, that spit roast.
2000?
Yep. Dad, you're gonna spit roast 2008, 2009 rotisserie chicken so we can get in the Guinness Book.
I want to know what the qualifications are to get in the Guinness Book of World Records. Because here's the question:
Do you gotta
How
have
come
witnesses?
he not in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Because maybe he didn't try to apply.
Is that what you got to do?
Mhm.
You just gotta submit an application and they have to say, yeah, you can do it.
Never thought
That's
Yeah,
how
I
you
learned that
see
on
him.
Hey Arnold.
Oh,
That's how UCM got the Guinness World Record for the most ridden parade of mules.
The what?
UCM got the world record for the largest parade of ridden mules because all they did was submit a thing to Guinness Book of World Records saying, we want to set this record. And they said, okay, what day? They said, homecoming. They said, okay, we'll have people out there to watch. And
Oh, so you gotta have the witnesses.
oh, that's
they had to have documentation proof and all that stuff. So,
okay. Okay.
Let's go on to the next difficult discussion. The next
He
crazy
said, moving on to me.
he's like, fuck you, rotisserie chicken man. No, I'm good.
So mine is not as funny. Actually, it's not funny at all.
Boo.
Not the
This
end of the
article,
series.
when I tell you this is a fresh news report,
This is why
I mean fresh. And by fresh, I mean in the last 18 hours fresh.
You said it had to be in October.
Or November.
Oh. You're
So,
right. You're right.
I got this from a combination. It was one news article that was like bits and pieces of other news articles were put into this. So it all came from the CBS News, the Texarkana Gazette, Fox News, KSLA 12, and the Associated Press on one news article. I'm not going to read the title.
Got a lot of.
I'm not going to read the title of the article because it will give away everything. Taylor Parker, 29, was convicted on October 3rd of capital murder. So, for those who don't know what capital murder it is, these are just two examples of if the victim is killed during the commission of another felony, such as armed robbery, kidnapping, arson. It's felony murder. Multiple murders are committed pursuant to one another. So she was convicted on October 3rd of capital murder in the 2020 slaying of 21-year-old Michelle Reagan Simmons Hancock, whose baby was cut from her womb and did not survive. That's 2 murders in a row. And a kidnapping.
This is like
Oh, Jesus.
This is
So-
like Lisa Montgomery.
Sentencing began on October 12th of 2022, and it ran for 25 days, ending yesterday, November 9th. And over this time, the jury heard testimony from 142 witnesses. This is Taylor Parker. I'm bringing her up right now. This was her mugshot versus her booking.
Oh, I seen her picture.
Mhm.
So that's her in 2020. And this is her yesterday at her sentencing.
Oh, how you get that fat in prison?
Girl, that ain't her.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, can you go back to the first one? That they really don't look the same.
They don't look nothing alike.
It's the same person.
You sure? You did the
Yeah.
DNA test. She done found the doppelganger in prison.
No way, dude.
Listen to the rest of this story, and you'll hear things.
Okay.
So Simmons Hancock's mother, Jessica Brooks, called Parker an evil piece of flesh demon during a victim statement on Wednesday. My baby was alive still, fighting for her babies when you tore her open and ripped her baby from her stomach, Brooks said, according to the Texarkana Gazette. Simmons Hancock's body was found October 9th, 2020 at her home in Boston, a city of about 4,600 people. That's New Boston, sorry. That's 160 miles northeast of Dallas. Simmons Hancock's 3-year-old daughter was at home when her mother was killed. Later that morning, Parker claimed she had just given birth after being pulled over by a state trooper for speeding and driving erratically. The baby, Braxlyn Sage Hancock, was taken to a hospital in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
The girl crossed state lines, where she was pronounced dead. Prosecutors argued during the 3-week trial that Parker disguised herself to appear pregnant, faked ultrasounds, and even had a gender reveal party in an attempt to stay with her boyfriend. She had also watched numerous YouTube videos about delivering and caring for infants. On the day of the murder, she watched a video on the physical exam of a baby born preterm at 35 weeks. Her victim, Simmons Hancock, was 35 weeks pregnant when she was murdered.
Did she know her?
It was her friend.
That ain't no friend. That
No.
ain't no friend.
You know that happened in Illinois too, and they put
That's
the
like
baby.
the Lisa Montgomery case.
What the fuck?
It happens a lot actually.
Bobby Joe.
In
What?
closing statements,
Women from their bellies, yeah.
Prosecutor Kelly Crisp showed jurors a crime scene photo of Simmons Hancock soaked in blood on the floor. She told jurors that Parker needed to be sentenced to death because she's a danger. She said that in addition to having her baby ripped from her womb, Simmons Hancock was slashed hundreds of times and beaten. And then she reminded the jury of how Reagan was beaten in the head at least 5 times with such force that the blows compressed her skull into her brain. Parker's attorney, however, Jeff Harlison, told jurors in closing statements that words can be used to dehumanize, and said that there are layers and shades of gray to people's life. She is a human, he said. Harlison also said that Parker was let down by her friends and family who didn't confront her about the fake pregnancy, and there was no safety nets when everyone saw the wheels were off. The victim's sister, Emily Simmons, got a chance to address Parker and said, "I'm overwhelmed with happiness. It's over because she has been such a burden in our life for so long now that I haven't been able to think about my sister without thinking about her." The judge reminded that jurors could give Parker a sentence of life in prison without parole or sentence her to death. Because in Texas, they have the death penalty.
Okay.
The jury of 6 men and 6 women deliberated an hour and 15 minutes Wednesday, November 9th, before returning with the verdict of death. The judge said to Parker, "You have been found guilty of capital murder and punished by Texas law to death. I formally sentence you to death." The judge told Parker, according to the Texarkana Gazette, before instructing the bailiff to take her out of the courtroom. The final words that she heard from the courtroom or anybody in that courthouse were the judge to the bailiff, "Take her to death row." Her mom, Simon Hancock's mother, said, "We are at the very end during the press. We are just glad justice has been served, not only for our family, our friends, the prosecution team, but our community."
Mm.
Wow.
What a crazy story.
Yeah, actually, I was just telling Missy that something like that happened in Illinois where the girl cut the baby out her friend's stomach and put the baby in the dryer. It's not as uncommon as you think that women do that to other women, and it's like they always know them.
There was
Watch
a
Friends.
story on Deadly Women. Like, Lisa Montgomery, she's dead now. She was executed, but she like found this lady that and pretended she like wanted to adopt one of her dogs, and then the lady was pregnant, and she did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
the second time I've heard of it.
it's happened plenty of times before. What the one? There's a lot of things that stood out, but when you were talking about her attorney saying
Layers.
trying to
Gray
people
areas.
should have, family members should have called her out and stuff like that, and that just triggers me because I feel like we are, the way our society and the world is going, especially when it comes to mental health, is we're finding excuses for everybody and everything, and we're utilizing mental illness as a catalyst to not hold people accountable.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me, because don't get me wrong, do people suffer mental illness? Yes. What becomes an issue is when we are using it to justify people killing people.
Yeah.
Heinous crimes, not defense.
My dad said this also happened it happened here in Missouri.
That's what I was talking about in Missouri. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Missouri, okay.
And she put the girl, I think it was East St. Louis. She put the baby, she cut her friend's baby out her womb and put the baby in the dryer.
That ain't her friend.
Wow.
It was her friend. She
That
knew
ain't
her.
no friend.
It was some. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we're friends.
Yeah.
You cut me,
we're not friends.
We not friends.
You never know.
You
They
dead.
say,
You just know me.
sometimes people just try to be close to you. They don't have the best intentions for you. They just want what you have.
Yeah.
So everybody, everybody ain't your friend.
Mental health thing, I get what you're saying though. Like a lot of teenagers now, it's just like you don't know what's legit and they're just making an excuse to have no accountability for their behavior or a bad decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
because they're not accountable for their bad decisions.
No.
Unless it's totally egregious and then they will throw the fucking book at them.
I was going to do a different video or different news article for this news article for Crazy News Reports, but
I will add something though. I don't believe in the death penalty.
I do not either.
I don't believe that anybody, our government body, anybody, you have the right to tell somebody to kill somebody because that's our law. I don't believe in it.
Because somebody got to pull that switch, or somebody got to
deal with
somebody
that
else,
guilt,
and then you got to live with that.
And then they didn't have nothing to do with it. No, I don't believe in the death penalty at all. That's just.
I also don't believe that. Yeah, you did a heinous crime. You took somebody else's life, or you took multiple people's lives. It's going to be a lot worse for you sitting in prison.
That's the way I feel.
For the rest
There's
of
more
your
justice
life.
than you sitting there.
Yeah.
And getting beat up or whatever the repercussions are, whatever your crime was.
Live out your days in fucking misery, please.
Yeah.
I will pay. That is a good use of my theft money.
My taxes. Go ahead.
Well,
my theft money. The money that the government steals from me. That's a good use for it.
We can continue this conversation when we go into the difficult discussions, but right now that was the end of Crazy News Reports. And the reason why I say that is because that is one of the topics in our difficult discussions. And when we come back, we will be talking about that. We'll be right back. We were gonna do a music video, but I feel like there's technical difficulties, so we cannot. Oh, well, now there's sound. Oh, well.
I mean, Jenny
We're
Teator
back.
looks cute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What? You guys can't hear me? They can't hear me.
I am going to pee, though, because that was going to be my pee break. BRB.
We'll take it just a split second. We have some exciting news coming up. Can you guys hear me? They can't hear me. This is why this is called a live show for a reason.
Okay, we couldn't hear you for a minute. We can hear you now.
Oh, okay, we're back. All right. Well, we can't even the music wasn't even working, so
Oh no!
I know. So
That's no fun.
Fired.
Like,
I'm
Hey.
playing. I'm playing. You guys
That's
put
called
together
technical
such a great
difficulties.
show.
What?
You guys put together such a great show.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I said you guys put together such a great show.
Technology works against us.
I know. Which is very frustrating. I work with technology all day long. I get it, boo.
Yeah,
I
she
get
just
it.
said she was having a 404 error
I get
code, and I just rolled my eyes.
You hate me so much.
I love you so much.
She said something to me and I was like, what? No. There's a 404. There's a hard, I did say a 404
You
error.
did.
It's just a hard error
You
in the
did.
brain. And I'm like, no.
404. You did.
No. Yes, that's me.
Where'd Chrissy go? Is she coming back
Yeah.
in?
She said she had to use the bathroom. She was going to go to the bathroom during this pee break. But there she is.
I was like, wait, why am I backstage? And you didn't stop my cam. I wasn't taking y'all with me. I wonder what
am
happened.
having-
Try to play the video at the end, maybe. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm also having technical difficulties on my
Oh, yeah.
my internet's deciding to freak out, so now I have to turn to personal hotspot.
Not the personal hotspot.
You're doing great, producer.
Yeah. Multitasker,
Right?
host, all of
Still
that.
keeping it alive.
Shout
I'm a
out to
fan.
Kevin, our movie critic, semi-host. He is starting the second season
Woo!
of his.
Am I back?
You're back.
Woo! I'm on my personal hotspot. Am I like all fuzzy?
No, you're
You're back
Clear.
clearer than you were.
Okay, cool. I'm on my own personal hotspot now.
Is it your own personal hotspot or somebody else's hotspot?
I'm on someone's spit for the rotisserie chicken.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Whoa!
At least you don't have points.
Liz.
There's that.
All right. So welcome to our what would have been a music video break. So that's unfortunate. We hyped up for that.
Follow Jenny
Wow,
Teator on Instagram. She's got cute stuff there.
This is our difficult discussion section. I have 6 topics that are going to be broken down into 10-minute segments, kind of like a debate, but not a debate. We just have, I know we like to talk, so
A collective discussion?
collective discussion for 10 minutes for each topic. Mainly because we like to talk and we won't shut up if we don't.
Yep.
Who's keeping the timer?
Right.
I have a timer over here.
We really have it. Wow.
And I have a timer over
Chrissy,
here.
you know he needs that for us.
Fair, but he really gonna
10 minutes are set.
Wow.
And 10 minutes will be set once we start each section.
So once you read the
Once
topic,
I reach the topic, it will start.
Okay.
So here we go. The first topic is, oh, I lost the screen with all the topics. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Don't get mad at me.
Don't mind her. She in rare form today. Like,
I'm sorry.
It's
It's
the beatbox. It's the beatbox.
All right, here we go. The topic at hand for 10 minutes is social media a hindrance to our society?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Go 100%.
1,000%.
Yeah. I feel like there's no debate there. So social media, like there are a lot of mental illnesses now that are tied to social media. You spend our children are spending more time on social media and more time valuing what the appearance is on social media than who they actually are and what they actually bring to the table, like what they actually bring in real life. And if I didn't get all of the likes, then I'm not valued. Likes ain't got shit to do with it.
Yeah, I think also like we are getting overly stimulated. Like our brains, I don't think are wired to intake as much information as we intake on a daily basis. Like today, for example, I was on TikTok and I was like, "Oh, I'm overstimulated. This I said no. This is too much. This too much. I need to step back." And what's so crazy is I was with my peers a couple weeks ago in a meeting, and one of the icebreaker questions I presented was, okay, if you could make up a holiday, what would it be? And for me, it would be National Unplug Day. Like everything, just human connection. Be like, you cannot get on things.
Bring your phones in.
And what was so crazy is how it all goes back to capitalism. Because as soon as I said that, like my peers were like, "Oh no," because then, but that doesn't that lets you know that we have prioritized monetary gain over our mental sanity, and that's scary.
Monetary gain, even over not necessarily just mental sanity, but then also over your just presence, right? So like an individual presence, like I value money over you sitting here and having a conversation with
human
me,
connection,
right? I would rather be able to post to a social media platform and cast a wide net on the masses than have a real meaningful conversation with you, like just one single person or a group of people. There's no, with social media, there's no room for discourse. I said what I said, and that's it. That's my truth. No, there's one reality. There might be multiple versions.
A digital, it was like a digital citizenship lesson. We have to do them every year. And I actually just taught them last week. And there was like a little warm up where the kids had to get up. It was like a four corners activity. And it was like, how many of you have like made a new friend this year? And like most of them said, yeah. And then it was like, how many of you made that friend online? Almost everybody. And like, basically the conversation was like, they feel 100% more comfortable and like inclined to talk to someone online, even if they know them in their real life. And that's how they're maintaining their friendship through social media, than they would sit there. Like when you ask them to talk about something in the classroom, it's like pulling teeth, like unless there's a phone or a technological device in front of them.
I mean, there are days that I would much rather text motherfuckers than actually have a conversation with them, but that's like a day. That's not how you, that's sad.
It's like, that's like just the way their brains are conditioned. And I don't know if that's like, I can't judge because I'm not a parent, but like, I don't know if it starts like when kids are acting up, the parent just hands them an iPad. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I was about to say, I think we need, that's a parenting thing. It starts at home.
Social media is also an issue like in the workplace too, because I've known many jobs where people start group chats or they start like private messaging on like Snapchat with other group group members, and then they don't include others into that chat. So it's kind of like that divide. Like there's this clique that likes one person, like they're together, but they're excluding one person.
Or how about what I post on my social media can lose me a job and my life?
Yeah,
they're tracking like everything you do too. That's what another thing the digital citizenship lesson was like going over.
Yeah,
like
I don't add. James knows this personally. I don't. If we work together, you are not friends with me on any social media platform. I guarantee you that right now. My accounts are private. I don't mix professionalism with personal life. That's just how I am, because it makes it, there's no gray area for me there.
Well,
That's just how I operate.
it defeats the purpose of having social media. There's social media. It doesn't say professional media.
No.
It says social media.
And
This
LinkedIn,
is-
and you know what's so crazy? LinkedIn is.
It's getting that way, isn't it?
I was like, this supposed to be LinkedIn, not Facebook. Like, what are
For
we?
real.
What are we doing? What are we
No.
doing?
I was on there the other day.
Mhm.
And a lot of
No.
the Gen Z, I guess I'll call them, like the kids, I don't know, like they think that's going to be a livelihood. Like everyone wants to be a social media manager or a TikTok star or a YouTuber, or they think OnlyFans is like a plan. I don't know. It's wild.
Stripping's a plan too, I guess.
It is
What's that?
Stripping.
an exotic dancer.
Yeah. Or
Oh, stripping.
being
Okay, sorry.
an escort.
I heard dripping. Like
I heard dripping. I was like, yeah, they like
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They like being dripped out.
An exotic dancer or an escort. That was rude.
Are you judging?
I'm not judging. My husband's a stripper. Girl, what? I got a stripper pole.
Did she give you lessons?
She had a pole. Nice.
I asked her for him.
You asked your mama for stripper lessons?
I said when we
More
first
beatbox,
okay.
please.
Side note. So my basement is like a sports bar, right?
Uh-huh.
And we had the room that we called the VIP room. There was a dance floor, there was a sofa,
Stripper pole?
there was a stripper pole.
A lot of core strength required there.
When I first, yes, there is. And when I first got the pole, I thought it'd be really funny to ask my biological mother, who is a stripper for 20 years, if she could show me some tricks.
Oh my god.
Well, at least she could teach you something.
Did you post it on social
She
media? when
said,
you did
"No,
it?
you should have already learned those."
Of course, that's what she
Oh my
said.
God. No, and you know
Parents-
what? No, the reason why I said that part about us, about groups like being formed in cliques at work, is because it happened at my own job. There was a ringleader who, oh, I'm so sorry if they're watching this because I know exactly who I'm talking about.
Ooh.
But I don't say which job. But there was a ringleader who kind of like got everybody into a group, and then they excluded someone from the group. And it caused a lot of turmoil at one of my jobs. So I think social media, there should be like, you know how like Be Real only does it for like 2 minutes and you can only do 2 minutes of Be Real. I think it should be like, so Snapchat should shut down between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Unplug it.
Yeah. It has become, first off, it was originally, the internet, we know, was originally for the government and things like that. Lord, it has grown into something that is like almost uncontrollable, because then you have the dark web, and it needs to be controlled. And I know people talk about China and how they regulate things, and you know how there's so much of dictators, but some of it I agree with. I mean, there needs to. Who else would control it but the government?
But that's a
Unfortunately,
slippery slope.
it
though.
is.
That is a really slippery slope.
It's risky.
Because if
Aren't
you
they also
allow
making
them to
money as a
control that,
tracker?
like where do you draw the line, right?
I also think kids shouldn't be on social media. If you ask me,
Agree.
Yeah.
I don't think kids should be on social media in no shape, form, or fashion. And a lot of kids, even if they don't have social media, parents like, oh, they don't have a social media page. They're on
Yeah, they
YouTube.
They
They're
do.
on TikTok.
They're on
They're
Discord.
on there.
Why?
They're streaming on Twitch
Why?
already.
I feel as though, as a parent,
They have a phone.
I feel like there are parents out there who rather have social media raise their children
Here's
than
your
them.
screen. Stop bothering
Here's
me.
your screen.
That's I can't talk, but I've seen that a lot. Like
Yeah.
Well, there are
Where's
a lot
your
of,
tablet?
there are a lot of studies that
like
say
right.
for like brain development and stuff, you really should not give a child an iPad until they reach a certain age.
Xavier's pediatrician always asks, like, so he's only doing an hour TV a day. We're like, yeah.
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 Well, because their brain, like it's like so you know how
Oh, 10 minutes.
oh
Was that it?
That's 10 minutes.
damn it.
Okay. We can table it for
How old is your son?
2.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
He's
The
so
next
cute.
question. I love being the moderator over here because I can mute people over here too. I like this. This one is the next one is a very broad topic, but worth a discussion.
Okay.
It's 2 parts. Worth in the workplace, and should minimum wage be raised?
Can you quantify worth in the workplace? What do you mean?
Correlation to
wage?
Your worth, people's worth in the workplace, and in correlation to wage. Should wage?
you don't want to ask a teacher about this. I'm gonna be kind of quiet on this one.
So
my job.
here's where I am with this question. There are certain jobs that if it's minimum wage, that makes sense because that's not a career. That's not right. You didn't go to school for this, whether it's a trade school or college, or you just have experience in this. I'm not saying that you have to go to school, but what I am saying is to be a fireman, you have to go to the Fireman's Academy. You got to go, right? So you have to do some kind of study. You have to put forth some kind of effort to make a certain amount of money. Now, if we are saying that just anybody can make $15 an hour, $20 an hour, whatever the hell it is, for those who make even $30 an hour because they went to college for 4 years and they have an engineering degree, when we start to just blindly raise minimum wages, we decrease the value of all the other components. You decrease the value of education. You decrease the value of other individuals who are highly paid because they are good at what they do, because they've studied, because they have experience. Like, you're not lying. Teachers, y'all don't get paid enough.
No,
that is not enough for the amount of time that is spent. You don't get overtime. If you got overtime, on board for it. But you don't get overtime. You get salary. Bullshit. Because you spend so many more hours putting together lesson plans, putting together notes about students, prepping for those conferences, right? Having those conferences in general.
Conferences next week. Sorry.
Yeah, but
how
I'm
often
just
do you
saying,
work from
you
home?
devalue when you increase minimum wage like that across the board. You decrease the value of those who have made sacrifices and have put forth the efforts to achieve their goals and to achieve their titles and to achieve their wages.
I think it becomes, and I'm not going to go into detail with this topic for personal reasons, but I will sum it up by saying it becomes where I feel like I need more money, so give me more money with no rationale behind it. And we have to have the rationale behind it.
I think if you want more money, this is where it comes to prove your worth. If you want that raise, you got to show us a reason that you deserve the raise. You can't just go in. I mean, look at me, for example. I started as a barista, and I've proven my worth to the point where I said I want more. I want to make more money. So they said, show us what you have, show us what you can do, and look where I'm at now. Look at my position. I'm the second person in charge at our store. So I believe that you need to prove your worth to make the money, but I also believe that, like you said, Missy, that people like teachers, they need to be also increased on their money because they work from home. There's many times where we've had interviews where Chrissy is literally grading papers at home.
Yeah.
All the interviews.
Well, and then my question is, what the fuck does a 16-year-old need to be making $15 a fucking hour for? The fuck?
They all say they work. I don't know like what they're doing.
Okay.
I know
I
like
work.
minimum wage was $7.25. Okay.
they
You
all say
work.
they're working. I don't know.
You work. Yes. Do you
They're
work for $15? Like, do you put in $15 an hour worth of work in the days of inflation? Maybe, but nah, you don't.
I was
You
gonna
ain't
say, my
doing the
second
same
job, I
kind
think
of
is
shit
low.
that somebody. You are 16 years old. Child labor laws said we can only do so much with you. So, in fairness, you can only make so much. Period.
Point blank and the period?
Point blank.
Ended.
Mm,
All right.
I don't think we need 10 minutes on that one.
Point blank and the period. All right. Hold on. Let me. I'm trying to cancel this.
I do want to say Delaware does pay better than Pennsylvania. That's all I will say.
So our next conversation, Chrissy, you and I hit on this in our very first season. When we talked about difficult discussions
It's like so long ago.
coming onto the podcast. So this one, since I'm going to utilize the 5 extra minutes that we had left over from that one into this one. Trust with friends. When is it the best time to lie to your best friend?
Never.
Never.
Never?
Never.
You my
Why?
best friend.
What if it's gonna hurt you in the long run?
I don't care.
What do you mean hurt?
What does hurt mean? You
Like
shouldn't-
if you know something that's going
Okay, I
to
would never lie.
absolutely devastate them, will you hold off on telling them the truth? Will you bend the truth and lie to them?
Wait,
No.
I might wait till I can see them in person if it's like a really big thing. But
I might sugarcoat it.
yeah, like
I don't know. I'm gonna just be raw
I get somebody
because
to come with me and sit with them.
Okay,
but
okay, let's put it this way.
Depends on the circumstance.
Let's say that
stupid.
let's
That's
put
very
a scenario that
Not
I
a lie.
like someone, I have heads over heels with someone. Chrissy finds out that person has a significant other, but has told Chrissy not to tell anybody. Should Chrissy come to me and be like, "Hey, just so you know,
yeah.
this person is a person"?
What? First
Hell
off,
yeah.
this is the issue.
No.
The issue becomes this. Let's talk about life. The issue becomes the difference between what. First off, we all have the sentiment that lying is not right, essentially, right? Whether you believe it's a sin or it's just not right, right? So now it becomes okay. Now there's categories of lies. No, and this is where we get into these gray areas. No, a lie is a lie. Period. Now, withholding information is one thing, but if you ask me the question and I don't tell you the truth, that's a lie.
Oh, I got one on withholding information. I was really good at withholding information because I'm not good at lying. So I just
I'm
would
awful. I'm an awful
avoid
liar.
the
I'm awful at
situation.
lying.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
not lying.
just gonna avoid it if I just omit. That's not lying,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I'm just
that's how I
not
got through
saying
playing
all
any
of it,
strategy
right?
games. Just omit.
But you're not being trustworthy with your friend then if you're omitting certain things in the situation.
my husband. That was always my
Ooh.
approach. And my husband said, it's not really fair that I just have to ask you. I got to pepper you with questions to find out information. Good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter. I got to pepper you with questions to find out information. So every once in a while, he'd ask me, did you get a speeding ticket this month? No. At any months this year, did you get a speeding ticket?
Yeah. You need clarifying
Because
questions.
they mailed
Clarifying
something to your house. My husband got me on that too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
seen you on the camera.
Or randomly would be like, you cheat on me? No. Did you cheat on me in the last year?
Right. Did you cheat on me anytime
Did
that
you
we
cheat
worked
on me?
together? And wait, do you believe we've been together the whole time?
Yeah. See?
And what's your definition?
Out of control from there. No. And if you're my best friend, I might be apprehensive about telling you something. I might be apprehensive because I know it's going to hurt you and I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm telling you because I love you.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's going to hurt you. And guess what? I'm here for you.
Right.
When it does.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's never a reason to lie to your friend.
I mean, it's never a real reason to lie. Like lying is just I'm
Childish.
It's childish. That's how I view lying. I feel like children lie.
childish.
When you're an adult and you do your business, what you lying for? What you going around lying for? Why?
It's your business.
It's your business. You grown. I ain't got to lie. This it is what it is. You take it or you leave it. Whatever the case may be.
So then
It's not going to change the truth, the reality.
but here's the flip side of that. Okay. So I asked that question if Chrissy knew that that person had a significant other, and that person is Chrissy's friend, and that person says, "Hey, please don't tell anybody this." Then isn't she breaking the trust of her other friend by telling the person that has a crush on them?
Did she agree to saying she wasn't gonna tell nobody?
This didn't happen, right? I'm like,
No, this didn't happen.
This never happened, right?
No, this never happened. I'm just using a hypothetical situation.
If
like
you're
going
my
back in
friend,
my head
you are
2
not
years
going
ago.
to ask me to lie for you
Yes.
or keep a secret for you.
Period.
You are not my friend if you're going to ask me to keep a fucking secret for you like that.
Like you gonna tell me to lie? Like
No.
like if
No.
no.
If they say,
no.
"Hey, I'm talking to this person that, like, let's just say let's say I'm talking to someone, but no one knows yet, and I say, "Hey, please keep this a secret that I'm talking to this person." And then you say, "Okay," and then you go and tell Chrissy, "Oh my
No,
God."
see, no, that's volunteering information.
Yeah.
Now
No,
we
That's
don't
gossip.
you have a crush
we
on
don't
James,
gossip.
and James has someone
That's
that
what we call a yenta.
Yeah.
That's gossip.
We don't volunteer information.
What do you
call
But
it?
if that said person's spouse comes to me and asks the question,
Whoa!
yes,
I wasn't talking about being no marriage.
Oh well, whoever.
but I'm not
No,
gonna lie. I'm
no,
not
no,
lying
no,
for you.
I'm not lying. First off, your friend wouldn't want you to lie.
Mm-mm.
That's
You
that
ain't a friend if you're asking
that's
me
that
to do
immature piece
Yep,
that people attach. Like if you my friend, you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm not gonna lie for you.
I'm just asking from the standpoint of if you're my friend and I'm talking to someone, but no one knows that I'm talking yet, but Chrissy has a crush on me, are you gonna go tell Chrissy, "Hey, James is talking to so and so," or would you say, "Hey, just so you know, James is talking to someone"? Because
I
at the
would
point,
say
if you say
James is
James is
talking
talking
to
to so and
someone.
so, you're
I would
breaking the
say,
trust
"I'm
of-
sorry you got a crush on him, sweetheart, but he's occupied.
Yeah,
Move
Okay.
on."
yeah. 100%.
I wouldn't tell the business. There's a real difference between sharing details and just
Yeah, no. I mean,
saying it straight.
This is what it
That's
is. I
details.
don't got to go into too many details, but boo, no, you can't talk to him.
and don't ask me no questions because I ain't
spoke-
telling you shit.
That's spoken for. And I'm gonna go one deeper. I'm gonna tell you that's all the information you getting from me.
Yeah.
I've had friends
Yeah.
like that.
So
I would want
I
that
don't
to
want
them
you
for
to even
info.
try to present questions that I would have to lie or not lie to because I'm telling you that's it that you're getting from
Yeah.
me. So I advise you to change the conversation to get out my face.
Yeah.
Period.
Or off my phone.
Or whatever.
Get off
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
She said,
Ta-ta now.
Is that the end of that one?
Shashwana out.
I like
Shoshana.
it. He's cute.
Yeah.
We should do a speed run.
What'd you say?
We need a timer.
Oh, we definitely need something.
Good
We also need to
question.
get back on track. Yeah.
Sure,
So
sure.
what's the next one?
Okay, next question. We kind of hit on this a little bit earlier. This one has to do with sex work.
Ooh.
Yeah, it feels like we're in a presidential debate
How
here,
did we
guys.
hit on this?
It's
When did we
just
hit on
different-
sex work? Anyway,
It's just different. It's different.
Just now. Just
We
now.
Yeah,
Like, we
Missy was
talked about
talking about
stripping briefly,
prostitution.
but that was like
We
a-
talked about her
I
on
said
the-
escort.
We talked about her
See,
on the
here
strip
you
club.
are.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's sex work though. All right,
We
go ahead.
also talked about this the last time you guys were on for maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, sex work,
Mhm.
OnlyFans, should it be legal?
Oh, I mentioned.
Is it illegal?
Should it be legal? It's not
But
illegal.
I mean, is it?
It's not
is it-
illegal. It's not legal. It's
I don't
that
think it should
middle
be
ground.
governmentally. That's something I don't.
What do you mean? What do you mean legal?
Is it
Yeah,
wrong?
one
Is it
part legal.
wrong? Is it right? Because there was a point where OnlyFans wanted to shut down the sex side of it.
I think it's like I think it's just blown up too much.
I think that's your,
Okay.
that's
I don't
your
know what
business.
the answer is, but I think
Because
it's
don't you
just
gotta
like
subscribe?
everybody
How
thinks
is it
that
any
that's-
different than subscribing? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're
that
fine.
was rude.
We think out loud.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying I don't really know what the answer is. I just know it's just too like prevalent. Like people think it's their whole way to make money, but like I guess if you're a porn star, it's the same thing. Like they
So then, and the flip
like,
side is
but
sex.
then not every
sex
porn
workers.
site is members. Like, let me stop. I'm gonna educate you.
Right. Okay. I'ma say this.
Let me stop.
I'ma say this. Would I do it?
I'm an
Absolutely not.
educator.
I wouldn't do it. As much as I talk shit, I would never do it. Just who I am. But if you do it, that's your business.
Do you, boo boo?
And then OnlyFans, don't you got to subscribe? I don't know a lot about OnlyFans. I just hear what people
You
tell
have to
me.
subscribe.
Yeah,
You have to
so I
subscribe,
mean,
but
that's
some of them
your
are just
business.
free. Some of them
I mean-
are free, and then some of them are whatever.
Some do it
per
for
month.
free, some do it.
That's your business.
What pissed me off is people who do it for never mind.
So here's
Your parents are watching this. Anyway.
I know, that's why I stopped.
I'm
What pissed me
with
off is people who
you.
do it for free and then try
that's
to
your
charge you
business.
for
If
shit.
you want to do it for free, if you want to charge money for it, that's your business. Also, are you of the age of consent? Can
Yes.
you make decisions for yourself?
You have to. I know for OnlyFans because I know I have friends who do it. I don't do it. I personally don't want to do it, but I have friends who do it, and the process behind getting an account on there to be person who posts things, you have to provide a legal driver's license, both front and back. They scan. OnlyFans company takes that picture and they scan that ID to make sure it's real. They make you one. They make you have a Twitter to prove that you're real, and you have to be active on Twitter. And they also take 5% of all money that you every purchase or so every $5 that you get in from like someone buying something, they take 3% of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's your business. I mean, I ain't involved in it. That ain't something that I would encourage people to do personally because
No.
I mean, I don't. It's an integrity thing for me. I feel like it's better ways and more ethical ways to make money. But hey, if you do it, I ain't gonna judge you. That's your life.
How is it different though than being an exotic
Standing on the side of the
dancer
street.
or being an escort or how
Standing on
is
the
it
side of the
different than
street.
any of the other sex worker professions? Like even those that are quote unquote sanctioned, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So like porn stars, you can go out to those porn sites and you gotta subscribe in some of them, and some of them are free. So how's that different from OnlyFans?
I mean, it's not different. My message is the same with all of that, though. I wouldn't promote it.
No,
I don't.
I'm not gonna
encourage it. I
encourage
wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. Who am I to judge you that you do it?
nah.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
That ain't my job.
I guess it's like I don't necessarily think it should be illegal, but are there other ways to like encourage people to take a more conventional? Maybe that's the wrong word. I don't know, like a different route. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of
Well,
people are
people
going
would
that
make-
way.
Well,
There's
I
people
think
Like the
living off of that.
feet finder, like everybody jumping on feet finder, like
There's people that I know that I don't know, but I know about who they make their livings off of OnlyFans or camming sites because, well, I mean, first off, they're attractive, so good for them. But like, there has to be a like, did you really go to school to get a degree to be on cam?
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of these
You don't
teenagers
go to
like
school?
just backing out of college, like coming up with like we were talking earlier about like mental health.
I
being, like,
didn't mean, do you have to go to school to be on cam? I mean, did you go to school, get all that education just to be a cam star? Sorry, Chrissy, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I mean, sure. Why not? That's like saying, did you pay all that school to be a doctor and then decide that you didn't want to be a doctor? Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Fair.
Be you.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, you can't really impose your
Mm-mm.
belief system,
Your
on
values
people.
and your.
All
Mm-mm.
you can do is walk in your truth. And if that's not for you, that's not for you. And if that is for you, hey, that's for you. It ain't for me, and I don't promote it. But if that's what you got to do, if you feel like that's what you got to do to make your money, hey,
Also, something that I think that gets lost when it comes to sex workers is some of them, a lot of them end up in that space. They end up in that environment or that profession out of sheer survival,
Trauma.
right?
Trauma. It comes from trauma.
So, or it's I gotta feed my kids. The only way I can feed my kids is they're sleeping at grandma's house. So I'm gonna go to the strip club and go make some money
to feed my kids, because sometimes it's ignorance.
Yeah.
And ignorance does not equate to stupidity. Ignorance means lack of knowledge. So get you some real friends. That's what I would say.
For real.
Just gonna be honest with you.
So OnlyFans, get you some real fans.
I think the OnlyFans should, to me, that's like any other, but that's also part of the corrosion of the internet.
Oh yeah.
That's it's like very prevalent. Like it's
but it's prevalent everywhere. You turn on the radio, I turned on the radio the other day and I was like, I like this song. And then I was like, it was Nicki Minaj's song.
Super
Free. Let me tell y'all something. I all I listen to as of lately is Kirk Franklin Radio and Coco Melon.
What was the first one?
Not Coco Melon.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Coco Melon playlist is
at least it's better than Caillou.
The Wheels on the Bus. That's his jam. Let me tell you something. Okay, not his jam. Let me tell you,
go round and round.
Let me tell you something. Wheels on the Bus. Something about that song. I don't know what's in it, but he loved the Wheels.
It's the
straight up.
Open and closed. Open and closed.
Yes, all of it.
Swish, 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 all day long.
Yep.
All right. So the next conversation, the next topic, this one has been a big debate. I mean, we talk about it at works, we talk about it everywhere. Chrissy, I don't know if you so much talk about it, but you definitely confiscate it probably sometimes, or you see kids come in and smelling like it. The legalization of marijuana in states. It's a big one to talk about. We've talked about it at work. I mean, what you do on your free time is fine with you.
Yes, but stop bringing it into school.
But should it be legalized?
I voted no against Amendment 3 in Missouri. We were just talking about this, what it was on the bill. It passed here in Missouri, but I voted against it. It wasn't necessarily about the legalization part. It was the gray area of who would get licenses and certificates that I felt would have some discrimination added to it. So I was like, nah.
Well, I know here in Missouri that since it passed, anyone who had a minor offense with it, it got expunged from their record. Except if you had a DUI, if you were driving under the influence with it, it didn't get expunged.
I feel like that is the cover up. That's the tip of the iceberg. That's the cover up to get people to vote for that. But something about each district getting equal licenses, and once you get the max of licenses, then they're like, I feel like there's some gatekeeping there that's gonna cause some issues. But they pushed it by saying, "Oh, marijuana is legal." That's what you think. You got to listen to what they don't say, or you have to read the fine print. I've learned that, and they taught me that in business school. Always read the fine print.
Always read those terms and conditions.
Wait, it's legal there now?
What?
It's legal there now?
It's legal in Missouri.
Yes.
You can't grow it.
I think it is in Jersey, but not PA or Delaware. Sorry.
I think if you want to smoke weed, that's up to you. I don't do what you got to do. I mean, I ain't never smoked weed a day in my life. I mean, I don't partake in much of that these days. But I mean, do what you got to do. But also at the same time, like any drug, there's a time and place for everything, right? And be careful, because for some people it can be a gateway drug. For other people, it is a coping mechanism and a medication to help them deal with daily life. But don't ever, ever, ever let a drug control you. That's where the problem becomes, and where you become so codependent that you lose yourself in the process.
I agree with reading the fine print. I would also add to that to say, I mean, you know how I feel. So I think it should all be legal.
Yeah.
Because frankly, I don't have a right to tell you that you can't do heroin. I don't have a right to tell you that you can't snort coke. That's not my job. That's not the government's job. That's not anybody's job to say what you can and cannot do and what you can and cannot put in your body. And to me, legalizing drugs is almost an equivalent. Obviously, there's an elevated element to it. But to me, that's almost the equivalent to my body, my choice. Because I can put whatever the fuck I want to in my body. And if I want to go shoot up heroin, then I should be able to go shoot up heroin. I shouldn't go spend 30 years in prison because I got caught with some drugs.
Yeah.
To me, that just it's like parents and children. Like if you make it a rule in the household, kids are just going to try and break it. Certain kids are going to try and break it. Other kids are going to follow it to a T, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Americans are fucking spoiled. And so we are which I say this all the time, you not the boss of me country. That's who we are. Even though it might be better for you, or even though, hey, if we set limitations on these things, recognize that it can go further than where we are.
Yeah.
Right? So the legalization of marijuana, legalize it all. I don't give a fuck. I got guns. Come at me.
No, I don't agree with legalizing it all. I don't agree. I mean,
I know you don't.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
You have these people who get their medical marijuana cards. I mean, I know it's kind of like, I'm on the fence because it's kind of like alcohol. People go, oh, I smoke it because I'm depressed or I want to, like, it's a antidepressant, just like alcohol. You're good for a moment, but
well, it doesn't get rid of the root cause, right?
No.
That's what they call a vice. That's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
It's a vice. It's something to get you through the day. But if you're doing it out of enjoyment and honestly, even if you do it out of like release of the day, right? Like it was a rough day. I'm grading papers. I'm going to drink a glass of wine because it's been a rough day, right?
A lot of people use it like for sleeping. Like it's like it calms you to sleep.
It's just a slippery slope because like we talked, so freely about marijuana and alcohol, but then like you said, like do all of it. And I disagree with that because fentanyl is killing people. Like they dropping dead. And what's so crazy is fentanyl isn't made in people's houses, it's made in labs. This is things that scientists created. So like
big pharma.
There has to be like,
I thought she was just yelling to yell. I'm sorry.
No, like there has to be some type of level of control when it comes to other drugs.
Yeah,
but that's why I say it's a slippery slope because it's just to me it reminds me of Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter type of situation. So it's like it's just a slippery slope.
Yeah,
and for me, I look at it as who's in control. Where do you draw the line? Why do you draw the line where you draw it? And where is the line? And does it move? Right? So who's making those decisions to say
didn't they take like, sorry to interrupt you, like
no.
So like the people in jail, I'm not really like a big political person, but didn't they like let people out of jail that were like non-violent drug offenders or something? Was that all
some of them, but not all of them?
Not all of them.
Okay. Was it just marijuana? Or was it like all drugs?
Marijuana only, I'm sure.
Only.
They're not gonna let coke dealers.
No, they ain't gonna let those go.
Just like people that had some weed on them.
And the only reason they letting them go is because it's legalized and they can get their cut. Let's be honest.
I mean, so here's the thing. Government taxes everything. Now they're going to tax weed. In Missouri, it's a 6% tax on weed, right? They tax tobacco, they tax alcohol, they tax gasoline, outside of all of the other taxes. Tax heroin, tax cocaine, tax it all.
I just don't want to go into a store and you can be like, let me get this heroin, let me get a line of coke.
I get it.
It's tough. Like as someone who's had like drug abuse around me and in like my community, probably not the harder stuff. But then as somebody who's seen like end of life care for someone involve weed and making them much more comfortable and like content. I get that side of it. I guess I'm for the weed, but not the other stuff. But then it's really tricky.
Yeah.
So,
And
and
it's,
then it's like, how do you prevent kids from bringing it into the bathroom?
I saw that bug.
I mean, it's fair. So my thought is they're going to do it anyway. They're going to get their hands on it and they're going to do it anyway. So why not tax the fuck out of it? So maybe just like they do to the rest of us, they can just make it a little unachievable for you.
Yeah.
You just can't quite get that. But you're never going to get rid of what's on the streets. Like, that's what I feel like people don't understand. That shit ain't going away.
Yeah, it's
So
always there.
legalizing ain't gonna
It's
be
always
make
there.
no difference because they still gonna be selling it on the streets and the government's still not gonna get their cut.
For real.
Yeah.
And you can't send me to jail because I don't give you your cut.
We are going to move on to our final topic.
Okay.
When I presented this topic to everybody I worked with, bear in mind, I work with all females. When I said this topic, they all went, yes, put it on the show. So here's the question, and I'm sorry to offend anyone who is in this chat or watching. The final question is, why do men fill in the blank? Why do men fill in the blank?
I thought this was gonna go a whole nother way.
Me
I thought it
too,
was
me
gonna
too,
be
me
to
too,
the-
me too.
What did you think it was
Me
going to
too.
say? Oh, no.
I thought it was gonna be the cis conversation. So because that's very popular right now.
Why do men?
No, why do men cheat? Why do men act a fool? Why do men do what they do? This
Oh
was
my
a
god, we can
conversation.
replace any word. We have to pick one word. Oh my god.
I think why do
You can-
men
You can do anything.
Why
But
do-
why do men?
why do men struggle with vulnerability?
Ooh.
Men struggle with vulnerability because of societal pressures and pressures that we give them as women and amongst their friend groups. Why they battle, like suicide rates are higher among men than women because we have conditioned men to, because they are looked at as the head, that they have to suppress everything to be presentable and not show inferiority, not realizing that that is killing them. So men are human beings just like us,
Mhm.
and we need to give them as much grace as we give ourselves
Or other women, because sometimes we don't give grace
and
to
other
ourselves.
women, or other women, or other people.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. That was like sweet.
This was a conversation that we had at work, and it spanned across multiple days of different people because I currently have a coworker who is dealing with a guy who, is leading her on, and she doesn't know how to handle the situation. So she literally came to me and she goes, "Why do men treat women like this? Why do they lead us on?" And I mean, and I told her, I said, it kind of works on the same spectrum. Like, no offense, ladies, but sometimes ladies lead the men on. And
But the fact that
it's the same thing with LGBT people. Sometimes gay men lead gay men on, and lesbians lead lesbians on. It's just.
But my thing is, if you are aware that this person is leading you on,
Why are
then
you still there?
why are you still there? So
Why are you still
you're
fucking around
aware.
with them?
You're aware. So is it them or is it you?
Ooh.
But how can she they like this person, so how can they move on?
But clearly, baby, he don't like you. Move on.
Or he not
did,
ready
and
for
she
you?
did ask, are we friends or are we more? And his reply, which pissed me off, and I told her what to do. His response was, "I don't know, buddy."
Because he's immature. Like, he has to grow.
Yeah, how old? He's got to be
also-
under 25.
Also, because you know what that sounds to me? That's a cop-out, which is like, hey, why would I commit? Because we doing all the things that a relationship does that I don't have to worry about pleasing you.
But in our decades of knowing men, it's as plain as that. It's like, as women, I feel like sometimes we like to dig deeper, and it's as blank as that because he don't know, baby. It's not.
Move on.
It's like, I feel like, and this could be very stereotypical, I feel like in my experience, when women lead men on, it's very deceptive. It's like we know what we're doing, like we pulling the strings. I feel like when men,
We're like puppeteers.
yeah, when men lead women on, they half time they don't even know they leading you on.
Yeah, that's true.
They just like, oh, well, you know, you ask me a question, oh, I don't know why I put the stove on top of the refrigerator. I just, you know, I don't know. It seemed like the right thing to do. I don't know.
Didn't think that one through.
Didn't think that went through. Oh, shiny. That's just in my experience. Like, just in my experience. Like,
So,
Alan, can I say, Alan, I gotta throw him out there.
yeah.
For example,
Now, for everyone who's watching, who is Alan?
Alan's my fiance.
Okay.
Fiance.
Xavier's father.
Oh.
So,
Shout out, Alan.
for example, so Alan is a painter, right? And he's had his own painting business for like 4 years. In our basement yesterday, I have asthma. He knows this. He knows that sometimes he has to get my inhaler because like I'm about to go into asthma attack. So in the basement, right? He spray painting cabinets in the basement.
Shut the fuck
And
up.
You're supposed to be doing that inside.
Listen,
Alan.
I didn't think, as a professional painter, mind you, like he's painted theaters and everything. I didn't think it'll be that strong.
He painted my basement.
Or was it conventional for you to just do it here because you didn't want to take this outside? Right. Yeah, the processing don't be processing. The
I will
processing.
tell you this, as a man, and I've seen this on Facebook. Men really do know where they believe in their shit. For instance, like there was a thing I saw on Facebook. This girl asked her boyfriend, "Do you have a paperclip?" And he said, "It's right down there by the trash can on the carpet in the right hand corner of my desk." And sure and behold, there was the paperclip. But now, why can't we find shit when it's in the refrigerator?
No,
We know where our shit is.
That was one of the
Man,
things
neither.
I would have said. Men seem just more inherently like messy. Like my husband is very messy. I get on about it all the time, but then like he can find any of the shit that like it's like
really
organized
neat.
chaos.
That's important to him. Mhm.
And I'll like move the stuff and clean it, and like he's like, where is it? And I'm like,
I saw this TikTok. Hold on. You guys can continue talking. Hold on.
So I would say,
Why do men what?
so this is really, is it bad that I feel weird generalizing men like that because they're not all the same? I mean, like, are
No,
we just
that's-
talk about
That's
stereotypes?
maturity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just talk about stereotypes. Like, I would say, I mean, if we just talking in general, because just had this experience, why do men think that they can? Why do men think that they're more superior?
Well,
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
that
yeah.
my second one would have been, why do many men mansplain things, which I guess is similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like why they're explaining it to me like I don't understand when I
Didn't we talk about mansplaining the last time we had difficult conversation?
I mean, to be clear, I feel like it's not right to generalize men. I don't feel like it's right to generalize any gender or specific.
I feel
person.
like a lot of that superiority when it comes to
Oftentimes.
males is rooted in religion. For
Mm.
one, I do think it's
Ooh.
rooted in religion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you know, even like worldly, like men in their religion, and even in the Christian religion, you know, the man is the head, and that was first Adam and things like that. But if you really dig into what it means for the man to be the head, it's a lot of responsibility that a lot of men don't possess to even try to claim that superiority.
Also, you know what I heard today?
What?
Which I guess came from a political leader in Virginia. She said, a good leader knows when to get out of the way,
Mhm.
right. Otherwise you're just a boss. You're just power hungry.
Mhm.
So to me, the head of the household is the same thing. Dan wears the pants.
Yes.
No doubt about it. He the man
Yes.
of the relationship, period.
Mhm.
Period. But I pick out those pants that he wears every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not going to let you walk out of this house and look like a fool.
Mhm.
I'm also going to make sure that, that I do what I need to do to be a supportive wife, because that's my role. That's my responsibility. I'm not here for myself. I'm here for us and what makes us work. So I'm going to pick out your pants before you walk out of the house, because you're probably going to walk out in some fucking cargo shorts.
Right.
And it is 25 degrees outside,
When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. I'm a strong believer in that, because anything you give to a woman, she will make better. You give her a house, she'll make it a home. You give her sperm, she'll make a baby. You give her food, she'll make a meal. Yes, absolutely.
But it's teamwork makes the dream work, y'all.
And you have to be compatible. So back to your friend and that question, that's somebody she's just not compatible with. Yep, and that's okay.
I told her that she needs to just tell him straight up, either it's us or I'm leaving. And one of her friends did say better to do it in person than over text messages,
Yeah, always do it in person, but
that's respectful.
Yeah.
Has anybody asked her how she feels about herself?
I was kind of thinking that.
Because if you don't, what is your self-value, hunty? If you are willing to stick around for this man, when you say, are we or aren't we? And he says, I don't know, bud. Well, guess what, bud? Later, I'm gone.
Also, are they under 25?
Yes.
Okay. I think
I was going to say, as a young woman, I thought that I knew what I wanted. And I thought that because my past relationship, I thought I was like, I want to be his wife. All his friends were, marrying their girlfriends and things like that. And I thought that's what I wanted. So I'm giving demands, but I was not in no shape or form ready. I was not ready to be nobody's wife, let alone somebody's girlfriend. I was still figuring things out. And sometimes as women, I feel as though we think we're ready when we're not ready. And we try to force men to be ready when we are pretending like we are ready.
But why do we think that we're ready? Could it be that that's a societal norm?
That we should marry?
You should be married with children.
By the age of 26.
Yeah. That's why
I ain't got no kids. I ain't never
didn't
gonna
get married
have
until
no
I was
kids.
33. And yeah.
So I want to end this because we said something about men being messy as fuck, but always finding the shit they need when they need it. This happened 2 nights ago on election night somewhere. I don't know where at, but I found it so hilarious. I watched it 3 times before I decided to save it to my TikTok. This is it.
It was, I apologize, here it is.
Can I ask our steady cam operator if I could see that shot of Steve's papers again?
Yeah. Sorry. Organized over here.
You were looking down, Rachel. The most magical part of the moment was that he found what he was looking for.
Yeah.
Trying to find it.
Oh, wow.
It was, I apologize, here it is.
Can I ask our steady cam operator if I could see that shot of Steve's
that's
papers
me.
again?
My desk.
Organized over here.
You were looking down, Rachel. The most magical part of the moment was that he found
I'm
what he was
organized in certain areas of my life, but that is 100% me.
That's impressive.
Some people
Alan
better
would
like
have
that.
looking.
But you got to know, on election night, they're all over the place trying to find all the data from everybody. And she goes, but the most impressive part was that he found what he was looking for on that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
So that concludes our conversation, our different discussions. I feel like every year we need to have a moment like this just to talk about topics that are at hand and topics that are relevant and changes that are coming to the society. Speaking of changes, first and foremost, if you have not done so yet, this is our last show. So please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Like us, get notified when we're back, especially for our Christmas episode. But speaking of changes, we have a new one coming for us in 2023 to our logo. So let's take a look. We are updating our logo.
I love
We are
it.
changing.
I love that.
So we're out with the old. We are in with the new. This is an all new CJ Unedited podcast, and it starts with our very first edited show to kick off 2023 with our holiday bonus episode, which will be for the first time edited to censor out some information that should not have been said. So we are changing the way we are. Our show might not always be completely unedited, but we are still CJ Unedited. Thank you so much for you two for coming on tonight and joining the Three Timers Club.
Yay! Thank you for having us. We always have such a great time.
We do.
When we come on your show, and it's always, you prepare wonderful discussions for us, and it's definitely spot on and definitely in our wheelhouse. So thank you very much.
Yes, very therapeutic.
Yes.
We have heard from multiple people who we've interviewed or that I've interviewed that we are one of the most organized.
Hey, I'd be interviewing some people too.
That's why I said we.
He was like, I interviewed.
He said we.
I know I missed a couple, but damn.
But they have said that we are the most organized.
Hey, I'm part of this too.
I was like, hey, I was there for some of them. I know
We are the most organized podcast that they've come on because we do our research before we interview them. And that's why when we have you guys on, we try to plan months in advance with these people so that way we can get information. We can do some deep dives into their personal history so we can, bring it up. Because if people put it out there on the social web, they want it to be said or they want it to be known. But this is by far not the end with you guys. Like,
Well, duh.
Not
at all.
Love that we started the season and ended the season with y'all.
Huh?
I love that we started the season with difficult discussions and then end the season.
So, like I said, if you want to subscribe to be notified when difficult discussions are back on, or, you might want to just watch some of our episodes because we're going to be gone for 5 months. And I will say this, season 4 will be our last season for a while. We are going to be taking about a 7-8 month year time span
I was like, wait, whoa.
I was like, why are you even making the announcement? Just be like, we stop, we'll be back.
I have to because we have some dedicated viewers.
Yeah, we just be ghosting sometimes.
Bye, bitches.
but we real though. I mean,
tis what it is. We like CJ Unedited.
If you guys want to follow Difficult Discussions, you may do so on their Instagram at Difficult Discussions. There's not much there, no offense, but you can follow them. The last post that you guys
troll us right here on the screen, right?
We still got good content that's still up there.
The fuck?
Oh wait, hold on. Let's not troll them to their face. If you would want to follow Difficult Discussions, you can do so, but they don't post that much content. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you guys still here?
I don't even want to hear it.
If you guys want to go to their website, it's difficultdiscussionspodcast.com.
Yeah.
Which has a lot of content.
Period.
Damn, he really came right for the Instagram.
I came for their
For
jugulars.
real.
We got a Twitter and a Facebook too.
Mm-hmm. Don't
do?
play.
Is that Twitter?
It all has the same content.
Yeah. It's all the same.
So it's gonna be updated like July. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. It's about right.
going to the website.
If you want to follow, ladies, don't leave yet. If you guys want to follow us on,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me.
is that me?
Is that a
coming
sports
set
app?
up?
Wait. Or no, wait, that's
I'm in multiple fantasy leagues. That's my iPad that I forgot to silence.
CNN app.
Apparently my team might have scored or they're in the red zone. So
Let's
I do
go.
apologize.
Okay, I was like, is this a cutoff for me? To
Pause.
I'm so sorry. I silenced my phone, but I didn't even think about my iPad. Okay.
We need to keep it unedited. These are the
There's an
moments.
alarm going off. I don't know where. If you want to follow Chrissy, it's at.
You can follow me at CRSMac_4. It looks so good on the banner. Or my dog at Kalu_Pop410.
Or if you guys want to follow me, it's at Jay Hanton. If you guys want to, I lost the banner. If you guys want to follow our podcast, it's at CJ on Edited Podcast. And most importantly, guys, please come back in about a month and 5 days. I want to say that is for our holiday bonus.
Oh my God. So good.
I spelled episode wrong. Hold on.
Not this.
There we go.
Episode.
Episode. I spelled it EPSIOD.
FCO.
But ladies, thank you guys so much for coming on. It's
Absolutely.
been an honor.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for bookending our season with crazy news reports.
Yes.
Those are always so much fun.
Rotisserie chicken, poise,
Oh my God, poise.
chili peppers.
Why you gotta look at me like that? Sorry.
This is why we don't do live things.
Hold on. I'm
This is
posting.
what really like this. Wait, how do you spell poise? P-O-I-S-E.
As we said earlier, this show is not sponsored by Allegra.
You're welcome.
But stay tuned for our bonus episode because we have some exciting news on our bonus episode that you guys will not want to miss when it hits in December. If you guys don't know who it is Todd Herzog, the winner of Survivor China. That is part of her. That is a Todd Funko Pop.
This is a mini Todd. Mini Todd. Should I show them the other ones?
Yeah, go ahead. Show them the.
There's me and James on the show. Oh, wait, James is still attached to the structure. Hold on. James hasn't fallen off the structure. There's us in our CJ unedited.
I love it.
I know he did really good. I might
Yeah.
make more. I want to one of them.
So guys, until we see you guys in February, be young, be inspired, drink, even if it's just water, soda, or it could be alcohol. And at the Christmas time, eggnog. Wait for everyone to raise their glass. Everyone raise their glass. There we go. And until February, remember to live your life 100% unedited. Good night.
Just watch me breaking. You'll see. You're